I think the most important thing about interviewing sexual survivors is empowering them and letting them be in control of it, because that's one thing that is taken away during a sex assault. So we try to give that back to them during the interview. So letting them know that they're in control of what they say, how they do it, those kind of things, and actually let them lead the interview. We go through a lot of training. I've had just the basic detective case training for sex assaults that involves, collection of evidence and interviewing. And then more recently, I've specialized in trauma-informed interviewing, cognitive interviewing, and that type. Have gone to a FETI, which trauma-informed interviewing, and that specializes kind of in learning the trauma-informed interviewing, and is a program that just started a few years ago. So that's the main focus, is understanding how the brain records memories and how to try to help them get those back. So it's a very open-ended interview where they tell the story without interruptions, and they're in control of the interview, so it's not being drilled, questioned, and then using reminder keys, things that actually help with the memory, such as senses and what they might smell, those kind of things in context to help pull the memories out. Because in trauma, a lot of the memories, your brain's in that flight or flight freeze mode and not a logical thinking mode. So you need to interview in that way to get the most detail that you can. So it's kind of a shift in the interview process from the standard, in order, time, specific questions, and the interviewer running the interview. We try to make it so that the survivor or the person reporting is able to tell their story without being interrupted and traumatized. Because a lot of times if there's judgment and questions, a lot of times that is being more traumatized. So we try really hard not to invoke any more trauma than we absolutely necessary, because it is a very traumatizing thing to come forward, and we understand that. I have gotten trained as an instructor in trauma-informed interviewing, and I have done classes here for our agency as well as surrounding agencies. So I've been to quite a bit of training, but we're trying to get our entire department from other detectives as well as patrol officers to kind of understand this concept and focus more on empowering our survivors and doing more of that type of interview.